that boy better start kicking that habit because he gonna have it bad in church. Y'all thought Suge Knight was passing out and shit in the courtroom. Man, when they go, if he hooked on drugs like that, that nigga gonna be in there throwing up. He gonna be like going through withdrawals. He ain't gonna be able to go to court. And that's gonna be a sad, sad day. So if I can tell you anything, Diddy, man, you going to prison if you don't off yourself or go to, go over there with your boy Russell. So, or a country that is like Russell that doesn't extradite. But so you going to prison. So dog, before worrying about all of this stuff, you better kick that habit. Cause I seen niggas just for a day or two, how they were acting when they be going through those withdrawals. And bro, you gonna be hurting. You ain't gonna be able to help with your defense. You gonna be looking bad in front of that judge, and he ain't gonna give you a bail. And so, bro, that would be my advice to you, man. Start getting that. Go check yourself into rehab, real quick, because if any of that's true, you obviously have a bad drug habit, and when you're going through withdrawals and stuff like that, you cannot concentrate on fighting your freedom and all of that. All you worried about is getting that fix. And so I heard those statements, I heard that, but I hope that's not true. But if he got it bad like that, he gonna have it bad in there. And bro, you got about 3 to 4 months. About 3 months to get yourself right. So I know you right now and you're talking to lawyers and trying to figure this out and buy everybody off and stuff. And, take care of stuff, which, hey, that's your prerogative. But just in case those things don't work out, go get yourself clean, bro. Check yourself into a program real quick. Because if you don't, it's going to be hard in prison. And not prison, in jail. They don't give a fuck about you in there. And the guards that they going to have around you, it's not going to be the type of guards that you can buy off. And that's going to be having you accessible to those the motherfuckers that don't care that you can't buy and get to because they know people in your position and have money like you, will slide them something. You're not going to have access to inmates and stuff like that to slide you something. You're going to have it rough in there, bro. A lot of people think guys that snitches, well, not snitches, but guys that go to jail and all that, people gonna look out and all of that for you. They keep you away from them. You're gonna be isolated.
With all the allegations coming out against Diddy, a lot of people like Reggie Wright believe that his days is numbered and it's only a matter of time before he's convicted of all the charges and put behind bars.
What happens here is that the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now with the guns, they're going to check them, they're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has higher-powered attorneys, and
Right.
With all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about it.
With all the evidence mounting up against the guy, his chances of not only going to prison are going up, but it looking like anybody who is associated with him might be in hot water too. You know what they say about rats sticking together on a sinking ship, man. They all going to drown, so it looks like 50 Cent finally got answers to the questions everyone is asking now, aka, Where on earth is Jay-Z when his best, especially Jay-Z? Well, according to 50 Cent, it makes sense that Jay-Z has pulled a disappearing act, because if you think the feds have dirt on Diddy, just wait until you find out how much worse Jay-Z is, and y'all know how Shan Carter is. You could never ever catch him slacking, but what we're wondering is if it's bad enough that the Jay-Z had to go into hiding. Just how deep does questions? A day after Diddy's homes got raided, 50 shared a photo of Jay-Z on a milk with the cap. Anybody seen Jay? Puff said he ain't answering his phone. Lol. Then he shared another post with a photo of Jay-Z waving. Caption: here is Jay-Z last reported seen waving at Puffy Jet. I'm not even going to lie, it's crazy that Jay-Z has left Diddy hanging, because everything seemed cool when Diddy used to host all those all-white parties that Jay-Z and Beyonce used to attend all the time. And what happened to all those times? Diddy and Jay have been all suited up, drinking champagne and toasting. Now, one of the people that everybody thinks is next on Homeland Security's hit list ain't none other than Jay-Z. Now, considering how close he is, the Diddy ain't no big surprise there. I mean, this dude's been super quiet since all these allegations came out against Diddy, which is pretty surprising. I mean, not to mention sus AF.
Anything's possible. He collects women. He lays with men.
Jay-Z lays with men.
Of course he does. You know, I think the oddest thing in the world is looking at videotapes of him having sex with another man and watching him and knowing how so comfortable.
You know who else I was told, and she won't. She
And
like
I'm
her
not
lawyer.
saying allegedly.
I understand.
And
I
I will
understand.
not list the name of my source.
I don't listen to
Yes,
myself.
I have seen Sean Carter having sex with another man.
You saw that.
Someone I know. Someone that's, because I know what they do to these guys. They get them drunk, they keep them drunk. They get them high, they keep them high. They break the stats and circumstances. You give somebody enough of something. And
Yeah.
see, they're there to videotape it all. Just like that guy caught Justin Bieber on his knees.
Literally.
That's how it works. And then they take that and they use it forensic. A third of the men that I know that got victimized, they didn't even remember it happened. So they saw the tape.
Yeah. I was also told about a situation where a guy woke up and he could not walk because his ass was just in pain.
You can't tell me that's not possession.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that. What would make you want to take something so beautiful and turn it into something so vile? Human connection, regardless of what your orientation, is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
What kind of grown man justifies essaying a young man like Usher to the point where he has to be taken to...
Answering the phony one in this video 50 recently shared, he was trolling both Jay-Z and Diddy because Jay ain't picking up the phone, and really the only reason why Jay-Z wouldn't be picking up the phone at this point is that he's trying to keep a low profile and not draw too much attention to himself. That's why, like I said earlier, 50 Cent was trying to get his hands on the tapes that were seized from Diddy's home raids, because it'll probably have evidence of Jay-Z involved in some criminal things with Diddy. I mean, Jaguar Wright did say recently that Diddy has allegedly turned over tapes of Jay-Z and Beyonce participating in freak-off sessions with Diddy. The reason why that's not such a stretch is that, as y'all know, Diddy has been seen hanging out with Jay-Z and Beyonce too many times to count. Like, they really are thick as thieves, but I guess Diddy really fumbled by taking those tapes and even threatening to use them as leverage if things go. Y'all got to leave it to 50 Cent to troll every single rapper in the industry, And he ain't going to let Jay-Z get away with not being a victim of him now. According to him, some of the videotapes seized from P's residence could have incriminated evidence against Jay-Z on him too, cuz when did he recorded everybody, man, he recorded everybody.
John Carter is worse.
Man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. Just he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years. He's fucking worse.
Jaguar Wright has always been the most vocal about men like Denny and Jay-Z in the industry. Now the stuff that she's heard about Jay-Z and him assault minors is just nasty and gross to hear. He might already be in contact with the feds to see about covering his tracks and getting rid of anything that links him to Diddy. Now what's interesting about all this is that people have been speculating for some time now that Jay-Z is going to be the next to be exposed after they're done with Diddy. When YouTuber Storm Monroe talked about it a few weeks ago, it seemed like he was just hating, but it looks like everything that was predicted is now coming to pass, and it looked like Jay-Z's willing to do anything to keep his dark side under WS, even if it means snitching on Diddy to defense. That kind of makes you wonder what kind of skeletons the dude's got in his closet. It was rumored back in 2010 that Kathy White allegedly was Jay-Z's mistress. Now, Kathy was a socialite in Hollywood. She was a publicist, a health and fitness expert, and she was a model. She ran in different social circles, and she was friends with Claudia, rumored by Hollywood Street King that she allegedly had an affair with Jay-Z. Now, when I went back to see, the actual article is no longer available, but Rhymes with Snitch actually reposted it, and in this article it said there's a juicy little rumor bubbling under right now, claiming Jay-Z is boning one of Claudia Jordan's homegirls, a chick named Kathy Karina White. According to a diary of Hollywood Street King, Jay's been smashing for a while. Enlarge this picture and you could just make out Kathy and Claudia standing just to the left of Jay, too close for someone not in his inner circle. Sips. This rumor about Kathy and Jay-Z being together started back in September of 2010. Fast forward a year later, Kathy mysteriously passed, and it was said that she passed away from an aneurysm, but some people don't believe that was the true cause of, and it ain't just this either. Y'all remember Kathy White, Jay-Z's alleged mistress, who died and was rumored to be pregnant with his kid, but rumor has that the Jay-Z had something to do with her death. Exclusive was the first to reveal that 28-year-old Kathy White was Jay-Z's mistress. Don't believe me? Asked Claudia Jordan yesterday. I got the news that Kathy Michelle White had suddenly passed away, so I quickly began my investigation, and guess what? Kathy did not die from a brain aneurysm as reported widely around the internet today, according to an NYPD detective who told me Kathy's cause of death is uncertain, and later today we'll have the oopsie and toxicology reports. Right now, the death is considered suspicious. Kathy White died exactly 1 year to the date from when I broke the story of her and Jay-Z's affair. Here's exactly what the NYPD told me. A 911 call came in from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan. Ambulance came and took Kathy because she was sick. They took her to the Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where she expired. It was too early to be speculating that an aneurysm killed her. They'll be doing an autopsy later today to check out her cause of death, but someone might have given Kathy a bad drug, so they'll do a toxicology, and we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that report. Wait, there's more. 2 weeks prior to her death, Kathy was contacted by a major tabloid that was investigating the Jay-Z connection. She gave them little information to go on, but according to one of our sources, following her conversation with the tabloid, she called Jay and told him that she was going to go public with their affair for a price. This all happened in the last 2 weeks. Then, a little more than 48 hours after the announcement that BN was pregnant with Jay-Z's baby, this young lady suddenly dies under suspicious circumstances. Now, it was rumored that Kathy was also pregnant, and she allegedly was pregnant with Jay-Z. Now, according to some articles, the authorities didn't know what the cause of her death was, but they speculated that she might have been drugged. According to 50 Cent and other industry insiders, everything you're seeing with Diddy is just the tip of the iceberg. Jay-Z has much much darker secrets, the only difference between him and Diddy being that he is smarter and not sloppy. Do y'all remember how Jaguar Wright said basically the same thing in a recent interview?
Didn't want her knowing my business too. I just didn't know who she would tell if I tell her what I'm doing.
Kathy might be just one of Jay-Z's many alleged victims. According to Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z has a history of involvement in shady activities, often deflecting blame onto others. In recent years, numerous allegations have surfaced regarding his supposed interference in various artists' careers. Chris Brown has recently stepped forward, supporting these claims. He asserts that Jay-Z sidelined him due to his relationship with Rihanna, but not for the reasons widely believed. Chris Brown claims that Rihanna was unfaithful to him with Jay-Z. Furthermore, he alleges that she transmitted a sexually transmitted infection to him, which she had contracted from Jay-Z. This revelation adds a new dimension to the controversies surrounding Jay-Z's influence and actions within the music industry. Chris Brown's allegations, if true, suggest a deeper and more personal level of manipulation and misconduct. These claims contribute to the growing narrative of Jay-Z's alleged unethical behavior, raising questions about his interactions and the extent of his influence over other artists' lives and careers. The ongoing controversies continue to tarnish his public image, fueling speculation and debate within the music community and beyond.
Jay-Z gave her the herpes that she gave to Chris Brown. Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started fucking with her and signed her to death.
Persistent rumors have circulated for an extended period, suggesting a clandestine affair between Rihanna and Jay-Z, with implications that Chris Brown was privy to this information. This speculation traces back to 2009, when Chris Brown pleaded guilty to assaulting Rihanna, alleging that she'd had transmitted herpes to him. The narrative surrounding these events is complex and far-reaching. Chris Brown has publicly claimed, "She gave me herpes, and then when I threatened to file a lawsuit against her for not telling me she was infested with genital blisters, she began to hit herself in the face and throw herself against the walls, just as Jim Carrey did in the movie Liar Liar." He continued, "Then she turned around and blamed me for the matter as a form of punishment." These allegations add a significant twist to the long-standing rumors about Jay-Z and Rihanna's involvement. Such rumors circulated widely in the late 2000s and early 2010s, but Rihanna consistently denied any intimate involvement with Jay-Z, emphasizing that their relationship was purely about music at the time. Her publicist even took responsibility for spreading the false information, attributing it to a strategy to boost Rihanna's career. Chris Brown, however, is now alleging that the denials were part of a cover-up. He claims both Jay-Z and Rihanna went to great lengths to squash the rumors of an affair due to the potential fallout it could cause for them. Brown has said, "I didn't want her to know my business too. I just didn't know who she would tell if I told her what I'm doing." This statement underscores the mistrust and the complicated dynamics within their relationship. Even worse, Chris alleges that Jay-Z coerced him into perpetuating the narrative that he was the one cheating on Rihanna, despite her alleged infidelity. According to Chris, Jay-Z didn't want the public to know that Rihanna had allegedly been unfaithful to him because it would inevitably lead back to Jay-Z himself. Reportedly, Jay-Z manipulated the situation to protect his own reputation while allowing Chris Brown to bear the brunt of the scandal. Chris Brown hints that there's more to this story than meets the eye. For instance, when Chloe Bailey faced backlash for collaborating with Brown on her song, "How Does It Feel?" he expressed frustration, asserting that people still hold his past mistakes against him from when he was 17. He pointed out the hypocrisy in the entertainment industry, where violent content is often embraced as entertainment, while he faces constant scrutiny. Brown also called out the lack of accountability for white artists who engage in problematic behavior. In a pointed remark, he alluded to someone in the industry who has been romantically linked to younger women and is married to a much younger woman, implicitly referring to Jay-Z, whose relationship timeline with Beyonce has raised eyebrows. Now, when y'all hear Chris Brown's name, the first thing that comes to mind is Rihanna beater, right? He said. But this dude's been dropping some low-key hints that maybe something more was going on behind the scenes. Maybe he wasn't the one causing all that drama. I mean, come on, cough, cough, herpes, cough, cough. These statements by Chris Brown highlight his perspective on how he has been portrayed in the media and the entertainment industry. He suggests that his narrative has been manipulated and that there are deeper layers to the story, particularly concerning his relationships and the alleged actions of Jay-Z and Rihanna. The rumors and allegations against Jay-Z and Rihanna have had a lasting impact on their public personas. Jay-Z, despite his immense success in the music industry, has often been the subject of various controversies, from his business dealings to his personal life. Rihanna, while maintaining a successful career and public image, has also faced scrutiny due to her relationships and the events surrounding her and Chris Brown's past. The complexity of these allegations and the interconnectedness of the individuals involved create a web of intrigue and speculation. Chris Brown's recent statements bring these old rumors back into the spotlight, suggesting that there might be more to the story than what has been publicly acknowledged. If his claims are true, it paints a picture of manipulation and deceit that has influenced the public's perception of him for years. In the broader context of the entertainment industry, these allegations highlight the often hidden dynamics of power, influence, and image management. They raise questions about accountability, truth, and the lengths to which individuals and their teams will go to protect their reputations. As the narrative continues to unfold, it underscores the importance of understanding the full story before passing judgment and the need for transparency and honesty in addressing such serious allegations.